Hello and welcome to FSHN 101, the science of food and how it relates to you. And my name is Professor Toni Marie Gist, and I'll be teaching you this semester. So I put together a PowerPoint that walks you through how to be as successful as possible in this class. So bear with me as we go through it together. So let me share my screen and then let's start. So this class itself is fascinating. I love the topic. In fact, not only do I love the topic, my family loves the topic too. My husband worked in the food industry for many years. My daughter actually works for US Foods. My son Clayton had an internship with Quaker. Our youngest daughter, Melanie, well, she eats food every day and she also feeds food to her cats. And then our two dogs, very food motivated. I have a passion for the sciences and education. I've earned a bachelor's degree and two master's degrees from the University of Illinois. Go Illini. And for the past 20 years, I've taught classes that focus on the effects of processing, nutrition, and exercise on the body and your health. And even though you're in an online class, we are in this together. I am here for your success. I've got office hours that are noted in Canvas. You can subscribe to text message reminders, and you can even text me back and forth. You can book me is the place you're going to go to sign in for a one-on-one meeting with me. So you can get me through Zoom at a time that works for you. And I'm available immediately before automatic extensions end. So check those out. And you may wonder why take this class. Well, you should know about your food. You're putting it in your body. It's becoming the fabric of your body. There are very few classes that teach you about how your food is made and how it may impact your overall health. And the history and application of food science to me is absolutely fascinating. You may even learn a thing or two about cooking, and you may fall in love with the topic and want to work in the food industry. Any of these and more are reasons why you might want to take the class. The class is set up very simply. We created an e-text for you where each chapter, if you work from the top to the bottom in the chapter, you will be set up for success. The information on how to get the e-text is in Canvas, and we have this interactive e-text with short videos, written work. We got testing your knowledge questions and more. And at the end of each chapter, we even have recipes and the science behind the recipes. So let's go a little bit further and look at our course syllabus. So if you want to open that up or look at it after we get done with this video, it will tell you a lot of information. This course has a 7-page syllabus. It may sound overwhelming, but here's the first page. It's relatively straightforward. And this syllabus is like a contract between you and me and the university. I have to adhere to the syllabus. You should look to it to find out how to be as successful as possible, not just in this class, but in other classes. And you will note that it outlines course objectives, how the class is set up. We also have university policies, course assessments, grading criteria, and even if you miss a lot of items, how do you make up work? Or what is the missed work policy? Speaking of learning objectives, let's get excited about the topic. We are going to be examining human nutritional requirements. We're going to be explaining how to use the dietary guidelines for Americans. We're going to differentiate between facts and fiction in the areas of diet and health, food composition and food safety. We're going to talk about the physical and chemical functionality of food components and ingredients. We're going to also talk about microbiological issues, as well as explain changes that occur to ingredients during processing and preparation of foods. We're going to identify legal regulatory frameworks that govern your food and your supplements. And we're going to examine consumer needs, including food quality, how the food smells, feels, tastes, etc., and environmental impact issues. We're going to talk about a lot, but it's not going to be too difficult because we're going to walk you through it and kind of trick you into learning the material. So you're going to start out in the chapter, and at the very top, we have a video that you're going to watch. One of the chapters has this nice CNN video, and it's going to be entertaining as well as engaging. And we're going to test you on how well you understood the material that you saw. So we've got 14 graded modules or chapters, and they each contain a video at the start to introduce the topic. It's going to be from a reputable outside source, and the videos range from 3 to 15 minutes, so not too long. You're then going to take a test or a little quiz in Canvas, but not to worry, you have unlimited takes. It's very short and the highest score is recorded. So if you do really well, even on one of your takes, you're good to go. If you miss a video quiz or you do poorly on one and you don't have time or the desire to make it up, not to worry, the lowest 2 chapters or module video quizzes will be dropped, with 12 video quizzes or 12 chapters counting towards your overall grade. And you may also notice at the top over here that we have an automatic 10-hour extension if needed. So these are due Mondays by 11:59 p.m. But let's say you fall asleep on the couch and you wake up at 8 a.m. on Tuesday and you go, oh my goodness, I forgot to do it. Not to worry, jump into your e-text, click on the link to the video quiz, and then begin it in Canvas. And you can turn it in anytime before 10 a.m. on Tuesday. If you still have questions on the topic, we even have a virtual tutoring center that's open on Tuesdays between 9 and 10 a.m. for any last minute questions you may have. After you take the video quiz and you've got an interest in the topic, let's teach you some definitions that are going to help you as you go through the e-text itself. You have a list of definitions for each chapter, and we're going to have a cute little quiz that goes through them. Each of the 14 graded modules or chapters contains a definition inquisition quiz, and these are application-based questions focusing on only the definitions that we have on this list. So you'll be tested using this DI quiz with 3 takes, not unlimited, 3 takes. So do them carefully, but you also have the ability to score the highest one into the grade book. If you miss 1 or 2 or do poorly on 1 or 2, the lowest 2 definition and inquisition quizzes will be dropped, with the top 12 of 14 counting towards your overall grade. Just like the video quizzes, we have an automatic 10-hour extension until Tuesday morning. Throughout the week, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you should be engaging with the e-text, exploring the topics, having fun with them, and then show us what you know through a reflective assignment. Each of the 14 graded modules or chapters contains a reflective assignment. You'll be tested using that assignment by linking through the e-text and completing it in Canvas. And you only have 1 submission of these reflective assignments, so make sure they are good ones. The lowest 2 reflective assignments out of the 14 chapters or modules will be dropped, with only 12 of them counting towards your overall grade. And just like the Monday deadlines that have a Tuesday 10 a.m. extension, our Thursday midnight deadlines, you can also have a short extension if you need it. And we have office hours, you guessed it, from 9 to 10 a.m. on Friday morning. So if you do have any last minute short questions, we're there to help you at that time as well. If you want to know how you can apply this even further to your life, we have opportunities for you to do some creative work. So these creative experiential learning activities, you're going to be making an infographic 1 chapter, a video another chapter, discussing the concept with your classmates another chapter. Lots of different opportunities. But keep in mind that these experiential learning activities are meant to be experienced, which means that it might take you a couple days to get some of them done. Not that they take a lot of time per se, but they do require you to start early, think about the concept, and make sure that you're turning these ELAs in on time. So the second that you get access to the chapter for the upcoming week, look at the ELA and make sure that you're working on it as you're going through the chapter material. The ELAs are just like the other assessments. Each of the 14 chapters has an ELA. So we're kind of, again, tricking you stepwise into learning this material and applying it to your life. You will be tested using these assignments that are going to be linked through the e-text. So open up your e-text, click on the ELA at the end of the chapter, and go into Canvas. Check it out. You even have grading rubric you can follow. With this, we're only going to be grading 1 of your submissions, and that's the very last submission you turn in. So make sure that last submission is a good one. The lowest 2 module assignments will be dropped, so you can miss 1 ELA. So if you don't want to do a video, you can opt to use that as one of your drops. Just make sure you turn in 12 good module ELAs or chapter ELAs that are going to count towards your overall grade. Just like everything else, we have a short extension if you're still having trouble with something. So stop in person on Friday morning to Bevere Hall, or jump into Zoom at 9 a.m. to our virtual tutoring center, and we can help you either in person or online. Our grades are determined based on points. So the more you work, the higher your points go. So just keep watching those points tick, 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 tick up. If you want the highest GPA possible, an A actually is a 4.0 on a 4.0 at University of Illinois. So an A and an A plus will earn you the same GPA, and you need 900 points for an A and 1,000 or more points for an A plus. So if you want to get that A plus, not going to change your GPA, but it feels good to have an A plus, doesn't it? So turn in that extra credit. Not only will it allow you to earn the A plus because you can earn 1,000 or more points by doing that extra credit, you can then also have a situation where you've experienced almost everything in the class and you have that plus on your transcripts. If you get 800 or fewer points, again, 800 points is going to be a B, 700 points is a C, 600 points is a D. And if you get less than 600 points, unfortunately, you haven't passed the class. But if you do your work, you should be golden. I have office hours throughout the semester and even in finals week that I can help you with. Tuesdays from 9:30 to 11 a.m. in my actual office, I'm there. Fridays from 9 to 10 a.m. through our class Zoom or virtual tutoring center. And I have other times through You Can Book Me. And don't forget, our virtual tutoring center is open with my team from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, all semester long. So we're setting you up for success. We've got many dropped assignments, such as the 2 video quizzes are dropped, 2 definition inquisition quizzes are dropped, 2 reflective assignments are dropped, and 2 ELAs are dropped. We also have lots of extra credit. Start on it this first week of classes. And if you're unsure about anything, just ask. We've got a help discussion board in Canvas. We reply during our office hours. And if you've got a question you think might benefit others, post it on there. We've got a virtual tutoring center through Zoom, and I'm going to be in there before some of those last minute deadlines. And you can subscribe to remind text messages and reply to them. I reply as soon as I'm able, often within an hour if it's during a weekday, Monday through Friday. But I don't want you to miss a deadline. We've got deadlines this first week for extra credit. So we have the intro material that is due by Thursday, August 29th. And then with our chapter 1 material, when things are due for points, such as that video quiz and the definition inquisition quiz, those are due Monday, September 2nd. So even though you might be like, well, that's Labor Day. Is it? Because you can have an extension till Tuesday or you can complete it early. So don't worry about a holiday. You can do things early and still have the holiday off, or you can turn it in with that automatic extension the next day. We do have lots of extra credit. The first one is get your e-text, take a screenshot and upload it to Canvas after you've interacted with it. So if you acquire that e-text before the first day of class, you engage with it, we want to make sure that you have everything you need for success. Submit the picture into Canvas. And the reason we have you doing that is you're going to have to submit pictures later on in the semester, and we'd rather figure out if there's a problem before you have something that's a little higher stakes. Note that there will be other pictures you have to submit from the e-text later in the semester. So this way we can make sure that you are ready to succeed. If you have a documented disability and you have a letter of accommodation, submit it in Canvas. If you feel like you need a letter of accommodation, reach out to Disability Resource Education Services. And to contact them, you can stop by their office on Oak Street, you can call them, you can email them, or you can go to their website. Once you get that letter of accommodation or the LOA, I can make sure all your accommodations are taken care of. If you're a James Scholar, you can log into Canvas, select your project, and we've got lots of different projects to choose from, such as helping the Food Assistance and Wellbeing Program, working with DRES. You can even work with Illini Fuel and the NCAA athletes. You can volunteer with a health-related focus. And if you put in 2 to 3 hours per week, you can earn that A+ with honors, that A with honors, or that B with honors. And I hope that you enjoy this application-based course. Engage with the e-text as you go through it. And like I said, let me know how I can help. I am here for you as well as my team.